good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. How is everyone doing? Welcome to the Turn Giants. This is game day 4, pre-game, here with my buddy Dash. How's it going?
It's going. We're going to do some Spezia pre-games. We're going to do some other fun stuff and some more fun stuff. And I'm not going to tell you any of the fun stuff because you actually have to watch the show, guys. So, got you there.
Yeah, we got a bit of a roundup tonight. It's not just strictly pre-game. There's always something else in the news to talk about. We'll break it down a little bit, break down the game as well. But first and foremost, we're getting so close. So yes, we have a push to 500 subscribers. And I hate advertising all the time, but at 500, that's when we can interact on YouTube with polls in particular. And the polls are important to me because I want to ask you guys the content you want, what you want to see. We're currently at 388, so we're trying to make that push. Certainly by the end of September, I want to hit that 400 mark by September so we can do the countdown from 100. So please like and subscribe. I will get this all out of the way right now. But please do that. Smash that like button, and the subscribe, of course, both of them. Smash them both. Hit everything. Do it all right now, and let's move on. Okay, so very first thing, you want to get into the weeds a little bit? I don't know. What are you feeling?
I mean, you want to do just a quick around the league, just kind of an update because we do have some rounds that are playing today. We did have a game that's finished, and then we do have a couple that are finishing right now.
So Dash is a little calm. Last week you wanted to go right into McKinney, so today we're going a little bit lighter.
We're gonna simmer you guys. When you're smoking a nice brisket, you just have it laid out there and you just have it slowly simmer through. That's what we're gonna do with this show. We're just gonna slowly get you ready to go. So we're going to talk some other stuff, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes. So just kind of giving you guys the Around the League update is. So today, Milan and Sassuolo played to a 0-0 draw. And to all the folks that trolled Juventini saying, you guys just beat a crappy Sassuolo team. Yeah, well, guess what, Milan? Are you crappy too now? But moving on, outside of that, so we have Inter currently beating Cremonese 3-0. Cremonese is going to get relegated at the end of the year, so it's like, okay, cool, la-di-da-di-da. And then Roma is currently clapping some cheeks with Monza, so they are getting ready to send Monza back into Serie B as well. They're winning 3-0. And Dybala scoring against relegation-based teams. Anything else is new. He did have a brace and did get subbed out by El Shaarawy in the 60th minute or so, 65th minute. So those are your current league updates. Now we can get into the fun stuff.
Yeah. No, those are interesting results. That's actually something I've noticed, a bit of a trend, is that there hasn't been, and yes, the season is short, but there hasn't been just an immediate dominant force yet in the league. Everyone has dropped points so far. So, I mean, it's still very tight. So let's keep on fighting. I mean, this next match, this is a must win. I'm gonna say, I'm sure you would agree with that. This is a must win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're at 5. We win this, we go to 8. Roma right now is top of the league with 10, so we'll be 2 behind them. That's fine, not an issue. Round 4, compared to the last 2 years, we've been a lot further behind than that. So, as long as my thing is, as long as we're hanging in 2 to 3 points away from the top spot by the end of the end of November, once everybody starts coming back, and then we can mount a serious run. I can't complain about that, not at all. So the other thing that I always found that's interesting this year for the season is just kind of like how you said, Davide, that there isn't that dominant force yet. However, it's almost like it's like Serie A has their top teams and then their top 10 and then their top or their least good 10 teams, because it's been a slap fest, because it's you have your top or your Seven Sisters of Italy play against each other. You'll get a couple of draws. Lazio just pulled a 3-1 out of nowhere, but Roma and Juve drew, Sassuolo and Milan drew, Napoli and Fiorentina drew as well. So you're looking at those guys and they're just trading body shots with each other. And then it's switch it over and they play a Cremonese or something like that. And then boom, it's like a 4-0 or a 3-0 result. So I think the league's going to be kind of almost jaded per se, where you're going to have your top teams destroying each other. And then you have your lower quality team, or your top teams destroying the lower quality teams. And then when your top teams start playing, you're going to be seeing a lot more lower score lines. So it's not something like a Liverpool 9, Bournemouth 0 smackdown that we saw over the weekend, but it's an interesting twist. I haven't seen this in a while in the league.
Yeah, it certainly keeps things interesting from a neutral perspective. Obviously, this is great to see some of the teams fighting for it, even this early. I mean, hopefully this does continue on. It's good for the league. Yes, is Juventino. We want them to win everything. Clearly, we haven't so far. So I mean, that's already gone with those 2 draws. But from here on out, yeah, obviously we want to win everything. Reality would say it's probably going to be a very, very tight league this year. So, I mean, buckle up and enjoy that ride for what it is. But, I mean, tomorrow's ride better be hard and fast. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Spezia, we need to get back. We need to get back onto this train of winning. Because if we don't, now we're starting to get behind the 8 ball. So this is definitely something we need to do. And I'm just looking at the Spezia squad list right here. I mean, it's not a team many of us really know too much about. It's not the most exciting. So I try to pick out names that, that really ring a bell to me. And they're not looking very strong this year. There's a couple names like Verde. I mean, he's kind of a stalwart for them. Nzola. I don't know. There's a couple Caldara. There's a couple guys in there that you recognize, but for the most part, just by paper, I mean, yeah, we should on paper overpower these guys.
Yeah, and Spezia, I think Spezia's, they've had their run in Serie A. I think they're going to be heading south. They're going to be heading back down. It's going to be between Monza, Cremonese, Spezia, Sampdoria. I think those are going to be probably like the 4 that are battling relegation. I think Salernitana is going to be into the mix as well. There's nothing like we shouldn't beat these. Like there shouldn't be a way that we don't beat these guys. Unless they decide to throw all 10 players in the net and just sit in the net the whole game. Like that's the only way we don't do it. But like, come on, like this, there's not really much to break down. Again, they're going to sit down, hunker down, play defense, and then try to score on the counter. But I would be shocked if we did a Sampdoria 2.0. I don't think so. I don't believe that it's going to happen because Roma proved us something, the Roma game as well as the Sassuolo game. And Rabiot, Miretti, and Locatelli are going to be starting again in the midfield. So I think we're going to probably be banging in some goals earlier on as well. The only thing that I have a question mark is Keane on the left of Vlahovic.
He's always a question mark.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is like it depends on him. Well, he scores against Spezia, so he did score against them last year around this time. So yeah. he did. But it's just for me, the big question mark is going to be Quadrado and Keane, how they support and how they supply Vlahovic on how they're going to be playing. So I'm not too sure on that. But again, Vlahovic, I was worried about him in the Atletico friendly. He literally made me eat my words. I mean, with the amazing free kick, the brace against Sassuolo, he's moving. He's a lot more fluid now, especially from the Roma game. He's moving a lot better. I would be shocked if he does not score. I'm still hoping for the Milik man to come in and chip in a goal, just for meme's sake, because I need him to score a little bit just so I can have some fun with it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Vlahovic gets subbed early if we're up ahead and Milik gets thrown in. Not saying this because I'm like a Milik fan or something, but yeah, it's an interesting game. I would honestly think that it would be kind of a shame if we don't close it out in the first half and then just kind of coast at the end. I kind of want to also see Gatti, how he plays, because I believe Gatti is getting the nod to start.
And that is something, speaking about that counterattack, that's something I want to roll into absolutely with Gatti, the Catman. If we got the Milkman, we got the Catman.
Is that what he is? We're calling the cat
Gatti. Yeah, well, Gatti means cat in Italian.
Oh, I got you.
Or cats, technically. He's the cat's man. But whatever, let's not pull it apart too much. So like, is he up to the task? Let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and sorry I had to look away, but we just got breaking news. Romeo Agresti has confirmed that Paredes is at the finish line, so he will be a Juventus player tomorrow. So medicals are scheduled allegedly.
Yes. Let's not say 100% because it isn't.
Let's
still
do
room.
That. Yeah, that's a good idea because you never know. Rabiot's mom could come in and just rip the contract out of nowhere.
I mean, if she's coming out of anywhere, it's from the PSG locker room. So.
Oh, I know, right? She's been hanging out with their chairman for a while, but Yeah, so looks like it's almost done. So cool. We finally get a Regista, and unfortunately that means for Ravella, he is going in the opposite direction.
Yes, again, that's not 100% either. I believe that's still finalizing to Cremonese.
Yep.
And
Or Cremonese and Monza, one of the two, I
yeah,
believe.
so I mean, stay tuned. I mean, we're getting those typical conflicting reports. We'll see what that actually finalizes. I suspect if Paredes is done, you'll see those loans kind of follow suit fairly quickly. And yeah, I mean, we'll report on that and get the 100% for you, because we don't want to be like the Twitter gods out there, which just kind of throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks kind of idea, right? We like to report what's real.
We're saving that for the Mom Spaghetti late night show.
Yeah.
We just throw a bunch of random takes and hope they all stick.
And I mean, speaking of the loans, Arthur,
I know.
he's pretty much been given to Sporting CP, basically saying we will pay his wages, which is somewhere in the vicinity of 8 million, but they just have to pay a fee. What that fee is, I mean, anything. If they can get some of those wages off their bucks and free up a spot, personally, at this point he's out of the project. You have to recover as many of the losses as you possibly can. And I'm going to assume everyone's on the same page here as well. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's this is allegedly what I heard from Twitter is that they're trading him for a box of chips and a box of espresso. So that's part of the loan fee. No, but it's frustrating because the thing is I can't blame the club on Arthur. I just blame his agent. His agent just is terrible because like the thing is like the team doesn't have a responsibility of finding you a new club. It's just not how it works. The team says, hey, you're in the project, you're not in the project, you're in, you're out. So it's on your agent to find you something, and his agent can't find him anything. So it's like if I were Arthur, I'd fire my agent, because even if he goes to Sporting, he's not playing him. He's not going to make Brazil unless he just has just miraculous turnaround and just does something.
Which he may.
He may,
yeah.
but I mean, right now he's just more focused on Counter-Strike, so I think he might want to look at the professional video gaming scene. But
is he actually? I did not see that. He's into Counter-Strike.
I believe he sponsors a couple of professional gamers too. So like he's got his own gaming side hustle. Like I mean, he's a big Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Fortnite guy.
That's interesting. And see, I believe I'm probably a bigger gamer than you are. And I had no clue. So
yeah,
I mean, there you go.
I heard it somewhere. That like he's been streaming on Twitch. So I mean, like he's not. I mean, they're not letting him at practice. So he's got to do something, right? Yeah. So right now he's just going on the 360 no scopes on these people. He's like playing Warzone. He's like, get wrecked, everybody.
So speaking of which, since I mean we're just rolling into these topics naturally, it seems tonight, but just get on the Discord, guys. If you are into the gaming scene at all. I've been streaming in the evenings when I can, some FIFA. I'll be getting... Here's a shout out to Amazon Prime. They're releasing Football Manager for free in September, so I'll be picking that up too. So yeah, I mean, just get in. We can go against each other, or just watch me, whatever your thing is, or you can just jump in and we'll watch you. And that's just a bonus on top of the chat that we do have in the Discord, just the standard banter and the news and just anything in around Juve, the sport itself, and just whatever, to be honest, whatever you want to talk about, we're there. So we'll move on from there. We want to say happy birthday to Pavel Nedved.
The man that scores on and off the field. Even in retirement, he still scores.
Oh, that was an illusion. Okay, so he's been in the news. He was in the news yesterday. We're not gonna get into the whole tabloid section of it. I mean, buddy's personal life. But if you didn't get that reference, I mean, look it up if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look up Nedved juggling, but not with his feet. That's gonna be the best way to look that up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's his own private life. We'll leave it at that. I don't really care what somebody does on their own time.
I don't either. I honestly, like, when I heard about it and I saw it, I'm like, all right, cool, next.
Good for him. I
know.
Whatever. But
he's a millionaire. Let him do what he wants.
That being said, we always posted everywhere with these shorts, YouTube shorts, Instagram reels. We do have a little birthday video of Nedved, just putting in a banger from back in the day. Classic kit too. Do you know offhand what year that was?
I want to say because he came in roughly after, so he came in when Zidane left. So between, I think it was 2001 when that clip was, 2001 or 2002.
Yeah, I was thinking I should have asked actually what year that was, but probably very early 2000s, I would say. So yeah, check that out, guys. It's I think it's a 9-second clip, so it takes no time.
Yeah, hit it, like it, share it, and just be like, hey, this is what I'm scoring in my pickup game tonight. This kind of banger.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up some stats here. Just give me a quick second.
Ooh, is it the Milik Man? I love the Milik Man.
It is the Milik Man. He actually looks a lot better on paper than we thought he did, at least compared to who we are replacing or who he has replaced. Of course, I've talked way too much to the same. Here we go. Okay, sorry, that was messy. So, domestically speaking, Milik scores a goal every 2.2 games. That's 144 goals in 328 matches.
It's not bad at all.
Not bad. Yes, a lot of that is probably in Ligue 1. A lot of that is also with Napoli. Ligue 1. My French accent is a Quebecois accent, if any at all, which is the French-speaking province of Canada. If you don't know that, just some more Canadian for you guys. But here, let's just compare him. Morata scores every 2.8 games. That's 182 goals in 499 appearances. So on paper, we have made an upgrade.
Yeah.
So if there's still some naysayers out there, maybe, I mean, the eye test, we'll still have to see. He's played 15-ish minutes so far, right? So,
yeah. Well,
does he get the start?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like, I don't see why wouldn't he. But the thing is with Milik, it's just like, how much of Milik's career has been hampered by his knee injuries? Because the thing is like, if you think about it, Milik actually was a beast. He was an Ajax Academy project. I mean, he came out of the Ajax Academy, and those guys are just like an assembly line for strikers. I mean, well, let's be real here. So it's like, because the thing is like, I remember when they brought in Milik to replace Higuain at Napoli. I remember that, and I was kind of like, I was skeptical. I'm like, okay, let me see what this guy did. He was killing it until he blew out his knee. Like, it was insane. Like, he could score free kicks, headers. I mean, he was a box player. He's like, everything Icardi should have been, minus Wanda. But but like, that's the thing, man. It's just like his knee injuries have hampered him more than really like his style of play. Like, Milik's not that bad, and if unfortunately he's just in the same generation as Lewandowski, so like Poland, I mean, he's not really shining that much, but like, let's look at this from Poland's perspective. So remember Mr. Pum 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 Krzysztof Piatek? Like, I remember he had that like one-hit wonder season with Milan and then absolutely flopped. I mean, Milik's technically taking a spot on the Polish national team. Milik is second fiddle to Lewandowski on the Polish national team. And the thing is like, it's perfect for us because we don't need him to be the 38-game player. He's perfect playing, a couple of substitute minutes, a game every now and then. Makes sense. Comes in, hits it, taps in something, delivers a goal, and that's it. Like, that's my expectations for him. Like, Morata, great cross, great speed. He's a Juventus player because he cares for the club. But like, at the same time, there's like, his wage was like twice the amount as Milik's is, because Morata was on 6.5. Milik is on 3.5. So it's like way cheaper for what you want. Because imagine, like, for example, if you swap Morata for Milik right now and Morata's not starting on the left. You're paying a dude $6.5 million to be a bench player. Like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, financially it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because it's like, and the other thing too, it's like, I think Milik has a little bit more better technical ability than Morata. Like, had Milik not gotten injured with his knees, I think Milik is overall better than Morata is if his trajectory wasn't hampered by his knee injuries. So you've gotten a bargain substitute, in my opinion. And that game, and the game against Roma, the eye test, it impressed me, man. Dude wasn't even 24 hours off his medical. Came in, tried to get involved in the play, tried making some passes, some plays. He was a lot more active than Keane was. I mean, Keane did drop that almost assist. He did give that, but like you saw Milik, like Milik was dropping in. Hey, let me facilitate the ball. Let me switch play. Let me do this. Let me do that. Yeah. I can respect that because he's coming in and he's trying to work. He's trying to get some in because like, you know, for him, it's just like, hey, I'm here to do this. I want to do this. I want to be here. That is something that we need because everybody's saying that, hey, we need players that will play for the shirt, die for the shirt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. You have a guy that's doing it and you clown him. I mean, like now they're not, I don't believe that they're going to be clowning him as much, but like, you know, and it's the same argument I made about Danilo for the Roma. I believe it was the Roma post game where I said, hey, man, like this guy is willing to lay it all down for the club, and yet we're still clowning this dude. Like, the guy came in, played center back. I thought he played I thought he did well. Same thing with Milik coming in. So I hope
that's what we want.
Yeah. That's what you want. You can't, like, for example, you can't complain about that, especially if in this modern age where it's all about the paycheck and the bread, where it's like, you know, we have a mercenary like Rabiot, and then like you have a guy that's willing to actually come in and play. Like, I mean, the fact that Milik accepted $3.5 million as a salary to me is like insane because it's like, you know how much easier it is now with how inflated salaries are. So the fact that Milik was just like, yeah, okay, cool, $3.5 million. That's a De Chilio wage. That's a Perrine wage.
And he wants to play. I mean, he needs to knock Canada out of the World Cup. So I mean, he's got to show up for that.
I don't know, man.
Or is it Croatia we play? I'm screwing.
I'm screwing this up. I was gonna say, you guys have Jonathan David, so I wouldn't sell Canada short. You guys have a pretty solid team.
Yeah, we also have a pretty hard pool. Belgium as well. So
yeah, but Belgium always chokes
against Canada. I mean, I hope so.
Hey, they almost lost to Japan in the last World Cup. It's just they somehow magically turned it around. But Japan was about to send them packing in the quarters. So it's like I'm just saying,
we'll see.
It's the World Cup, man. You know, the tension's high, the emotions and the passion are going, and you just never know what slides in.
that's dangerous if you don't know what's sliding in.
I know, touche.
So let's slide into another segue. Since we're talking about Canada, as you can see, my two national teams here. That's no surprise. I hope not. Like, obviously, I have Italian background, but born in Canada. But while I'm here, these two beautiful posters here. This comes from our store, so I'm gonna get the screen up as well to show you our store. Chrome tab, of course. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Bam. This is showing up all right for everyone, I hope. Dash, could you confirm?
Yeah, I see it.
You see it. Perfect. Okay, so this is the storefront. This is literally just my browser I'm showing you right now. You can see here the death stare. That's just the sticker. So these are all stickers, $5, super cheap. You can get the posters. This one comes with a frame for $30. I mean, that's actually a killer because I just went to Walmart on the weekend to get frames. The cheaper one, the smaller one, was $25. They were crap. They're trash. They're Walmart frames. They're horrible. So yeah, I mean, you might want to do yourself a favor and just get it straight from here. But some of our legends, Del Piero, Il Capitano, right there. You know, it's just some beautiful work. And also, I mean, right here you can see Colo. That every time I go over, sorry it does this. But in the top right, you can see Colo. He's one of our guys. One of our graphic designers, if you will. I'm going to shut this down now. There you go. Yeah, so he designs a lot of stuff for us. If you can also see in the top right of your screen, the Turin Giants, our new logo. I mean, he's involved in all of this. He's going to make us a video preview as well. Or intro, I should say. Yeah, he's just doing everything. Like, he's working. He's amazing.
graphical magician.
Yes, he is.
We just got another breaking news tweet from Romeo Gresti.
Nice.
So allegedly, guys, the Paredes deal is about to be a loan with an option to buy if the certain conditions are met. It becomes an obligation. So right now it's saying 15 million plus 5 million in bonuses. This is again Romeo Agresti's Twitter page. So to everyone that was worried about us overpaying, we're not. And to the other folks that are mad about getting Paredes, it's an option. So if he sucks, he's out. So boom.
That's not horrible,
That's
honestly.
not horrible at
Yeah.
all, especially for what he's being brought in for. I'm not upset. That's if this is like legitimately the actual deal, like we need to. I'm buying a Juventus jersey. I'm gonna put Arriva Bene on the back and just that's it, because that guy's been the MVP of the season so far.
Oh yeah, for
I don't know
sure.
how much of it's Carabini or how much of it's Arriva Bene, but like the finances on this, like this is, I mean, like let's be real here. Like I mean, Milik, loan with an option. Paredes, loan with an option. So it's like we're not getting hung on these Allegri-esque players, as a lot of people like to complain about. Hey man, when Allegri's out, they're out with them. Because
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and that's something we have to look at is the cost. It's cost effective. B, they work for Allegri. C, if Allegri doesn't work, they're also likely to be gone as well.
Yep.
And finally, and we've been harping on this, I guess, the past few minutes, is they want to be here. And that's huge. They might not be the profile we're looking at, but let's just say hypothetically we got to pay. Would he fight for the shirt the way that potentially Milik is right now? And for that cost. So
nope.
early days, like I don't want to make like a hard take at this point saying like, yes, Milik, Paredes, these guys are amazing, we should definitely do it. I still need them to perform, obviously.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, we're not going to go on the Paradaddy and the Milik man train just yet. But yeah, Paradaddy's going to come in here and boss this midfield no, I'm kidding. It's not going to be like that. Hey, he's going to help. It's going to help this squad out a lot now, because you're going to have now an alternate between Moretti and Paredes. Like, for example, you have Moretti if you want to go in and press and attack and do some damage. And then you have Paredes if you want to slow down the tempo, have him be in front of the defense to help move some balls and passes through. So, dude, that's awesome. Like, I mean, you can't even, like, for example, now imagine a midfield with Paredes, Moretti, and Locatelli. And then Pogba coming back. Like, dude, it's going to be a great rotation. And then, like, you can even use Rabiot as, like, Paredes sub, where you just tell Rabiot, hey, I just need you to tackle the crap out of everybody. And he's like, all right, cool, no problem.
So did we actually? Yeah, sorry. I'm just thinking. I didn't hear anything about Rabiot post injury getting subbed
He's
off.
good. Apparently, he's being put on the starting lineup.
Yeah. So yeah, there was nothing that came from that. So
not a bad knock.
That's I mean, he's just proven again. Yes, he's not the most exciting player to watch, but he just keeps on coming.
What the hell is his mom feeding this kid, man? Like,
yeah, maybe he's still breastfeeding. I don't know.
I mean, this was tweeted by Giovanni Albanese, so I don't know too much how credible it is. So allegedly, he is saying that it's going to be Szczesny, Danilo, Gatti, Bremer, Gio, Moretti, Locatelli, Rabiot, Quadrado, Vlahovic, and Keane.
Keane, I would, and see that's where I start to question.
I'm surprised we wouldn't put Kostic in, because like Spezia is a good game for Kostic to kind of fine tune and adjust to the league.
Or Milik instead of Keane.
Yeah, do a 4-4-2, but I think that they're saying that apparently Milik and Vlahovic can't really play together in the same, which is interesting because Milik showed that he could drop down and receive a ball and move it. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's weird.
So I never trust these things anyways until you're watching the game and they're showing the lineup, and even then they screw it up. So
I know.
Grain of salt, of course, But this is what we have now, so that's the projected lineup.
So the question is, do we think so now that Paradaddy is done, do we think we get a left back, or do you think this is it? We're done. No more transfers.
We have 2 days. So unless they have something in the books right now cooking that we do not know about, I'm going to say no, just from the lack of information I've seen. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Well, because remember, Chiesa was like literally a deadline day that no one thought was going to happen, and it just popped out of nowhere. So I wonder, I'm just curious if that's going to happen. Problem is the guy that they wanted, Lodi, he went to Nottingham Forest, so he's completely out of the picture. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, because Emerson's out of the thing too, because he's at West Ham. So there's not really a left back that's out there, but.
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, but hypothetically, though, if Gatti does do solid as a center back, then I don't think that's going to be an issue, because then you'll have Sandro and Destilio on the left, and then you have Danilo and then Quadrado
slash DeShilio's got everything. But yeah. I mean, and once we get Di Maria back, which is apparently might be pretty soon, this weekend, perhaps.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Of course, those things are wishy-washy in terms of timelines, but I mean, Quadrado is still serviceable as a right back.
Yeah.
If you have Di Maria and then Chiesa playing your wings or Kostic, what have you. I mean, it's not horrible, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It obviously needs to be improved upon, and we will. I just don't see it happening. I can see maybe a profile opening up towards the end of their contract kind of deal in January. Might grab something if we're lucky. But I think, again, I keep on preaching this. It's the 3-year plan, and we're in year 2.
Yeah, the only thing I have a question on is that I don't understand is Pellegrini and Cambiaso. So those two are going to be coming back in. Are those two going to be a factor of the squad, or are we just going to pump and dump Pellegrini? Because it's like
yes, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's a pump and dump on him. And then Cassandro walks at the end of the year, so I'd be surprised if they re-sign him unless they get him on like $3 million. But yeah, so
at $3 million maybe as a depth guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, would he take it? I would think he would, because that's the only way he's playing at a top club, unless
he can go to the MLS, perhaps. Like, he's still a decent enough age. I mean, okay, also, no secret, I'm a TFC, Toronto FC fan. I'm originally from Toronto. I watch them. I cheer for them. They got Domenico Crescito playing left back right now at 35 years old. Played for Genoa for years. I think he did his last year in Turkey.
Yeah.
He shows up to the MLS, and he has completely sorted out that back line and unlocked the left side with Insigne.
Yeah, and then you have Bernadatti
And
making everybody call him daddy right there. He's like, well done, come on, DFC. Come on.
Actually, if you want to see Berna like just loving life, check out his little pep talk there. I think it was in between the halves there last game.
Because it was like in between the halves, and he's like, "Strabutti fino alla fine, well done." Like because he has that really thick Italian accent.
Yeah, it's really thick,
and his voice is super high pitched, so it's just like he's like, "Well done, TFC, well done." It's hilarious, man. But like, good for him. He found somewhere where he can actually play his ball and actually do well. I mean, like he's got like 4 goals, 3 assists for TFC right now ever since he came in. So the dude's been lighting it up in the MLS. Insigne has been doing well too. So unfortunately, you guys couldn't get the Fantastic Four with Chiellini because Chiellini went to LA because I think Chiellini's just tired of the cold. So.
Probably. So it just goes to show, like, I mean, Sandro could just kill it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys got Chiellini too, like that would be insane. I think Toronto would just be in flames.
So here's
how excited people would be.
We were hoping for actually Bellotti too because we need a new striker. But I don't want to get too much down the TFC MLS trade here. We'll leave that for another day. I'm trying to at this point. I'm in contacts with Toronto Till I Die podcast, the TFC podcast. At the end of the season, I want to get a hold of them if they accept to talk Berna, just to see how he did in the MLS. 2 different perspectives, MLS and Serie A fans kind of come together. But Farhad, obviously the guy that started Turning Giants, which, by the way, new podcast out about an hour ago. Please listen. He knows the guy that runs the LAFC fan club where Chiellini plays. So potentially a hookup there with the LAFC guys to talk Chiellini. I mean, one of my favorite Juventus players. I'm a defender, and that's not just soccer, football. Like every sport that I play, I end up playing defensively. So, I mean, Chiellini. That's why he's staring over my shoulder right now, right? So, yeah, we definitely want to get that hooked up. And yeah, before I forgot, sorry, Misak, how's it going? Yeah, you gave us the little the nod there earlier, so we're not forgetting you. Thanks for jumping in. But I think now, Toxic Templar, I think you're the 3rd Macedonian we've had here. I don't know if you saw me wear my shirt. I'll wear it again for you one time. I actually got a really good buddy that lives in Skopje, the capital city there. So yeah, I love the Macedonians. You guys are awesome people. So thanks for showing up. So we've covered all our points.
Did we really?
Really quick today. Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, we don't have to sit you guys here for an hour every single time. But is there Is there anything else you want to throw in there?
Well, I mean, so here's one. So I think we didn't get this one, yeah, but Bremer.
Yes, sorry,
So
I did miss that one. Let's do that.
so yeah, let's do this one. So Bremer to Italy or Brazil? Now that's actually a good discussion point.
Yes.
So this one's actually kind of tough.
So let's break it down in case people don't know. So his wife is Italian. As of next year, he can get an Italian passport. He's obviously Brazilian. He has not featured for either a junior or senior national team. But with his profile, he's likely to get picked up. Which country does he end up putting his allegiances to? So yeah, hit it.
Do the one that made you. Do the one that made you. But like, why not? Because like, Brazil never looked at him. They never gave him a shot. They didn't want to give him a shot. He came to Italy, dominated. He was playing for Juventus. As the Chiellini heir of Juve. So like, why not be the number 3 of the Italian national team? I mean, like, it's. I'm hoping because we need a good center back. Please, Bastoni sucks. Like, there's a clip. I'm serious. There's a clip of him playing against Lazio. I wish I saved it. Immobile put him on his knees. Immobile, of all people. His name is Immobile. I cannot move.
Yes.
And Immobile put him on skates. So, I'm sorry. Anyone here, if anyone watches this clip and somehow you find this clip and you just hear me rant on about Bastoni and want to say Bastoni is an elite defender, he sucks. No. He's not. Maybe when he gets older, but like, stop touting this dude as the next Chiellini because this kid
he's going to be a good serviceable Serie A defender.
Yeah,
but I'm not convinced yet personally. No.
Yeah, I just, oh my goodness.
So now here's the interesting thing. Back to Bremer. If he plays for Brazil, I mean he has to. In my opinion, I think he has to be one of the starting center backs. Or at least a very close second.
I would say yeah. I mean, I'm not too well versed in Brazil. I'll look up the roster while we talk, but because it's what is it? Elder Militao. That's their main center back, and then
he's good. I'm not gonna say he's
a
horrible defender, but he's not. And that's the thing. Brazil isn't known necessarily as a defensive team as say Italy is. I mean, Italy is probably the defensive team if we're gonna stereotype teams in this way.
Well, yeah, because the thing is for me it's like Combo the South American Cup isn't what it used to be. It's not. I mean, I get it. It's still pretty competitive and whatnot, but like, it's just, I don't know. It's always Argentina versus Brazil in the finals. Like, it's always going to be that because like Combo isn't going to put those two in the same bracket because then what? You're going to see Argentina versus Paraguay or Argentina versus Chile or something like that, and it's just going to be a riot. But like the last American Cup was Brazil-Argentina. I mean, the final was there. It's like those two literally just run through the entire competition at this point. So it's like there really isn't. I mean, I guess you could say you can get a quick international trophy, like a Mickey Mouse international trophy, like Messi did. No offense to him, throwing that jab out there because it's like
whatever. He deserved it.
Yeah, but like, oh, cool. So like, they also have Gabriel, but let me, because I have their roster pulled up. So right now they have Eder Militao, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Guilherme Arana, Dani Alves, Alex Telles from Sevilla. The other Danilo, Sandro, who never really gets called up, and then Gabriel Magalhaes from Arsenal, that center back that we wanted. He could start on Brazil if he wants. I mean,
there's competition. Okay, let's just clear the air. Like, there's some good profiles in there.
Yeah.
I just think, I guess what I'm getting at is when I see Bremer play, he looks like an Italian defender.
Yeah. He doesn't look like a Brazilian defender. I mean, Thiago Silva too has that Italian defender profile because, like, I appreciate Thiago Silva, man. Especially,
I do like him.
Yeah, like, even though he was a Milan player and then with the PSG, like, Thiago Silva can ball. Like, that guy. Well, I mean, he was courted by Nesta and Maldini because he was a kid when those two were on the way out the door. So it's like he was trained how to properly defend. Like, Thiago Silva, oh man, he's fun to watch as a defender.
But it's his mentality. That's why he's fun too. Is his mentality, his approach to the game.
But
so yeah, no, I agree. He is definitely more. If you had to say like Brazil versus Italian defender, yeah, I guess you can lean him slightly Italian style in that sense. But yeah, he grew up learning that style, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and I might be biased because I'm more of a UEFA fan than a combo fan, but I don't see a combo team taking the World Cup anytime soon. It's just Europe's talent pool is just ridiculous compared to Brazil. Because like I mean, like you look at it, Brazil's offense, their offense is literally dependent on the legs of Neymar and now Vinicius, and
Which are pretty good legs. Let's
they're
be
pretty good.
honest.
They're pretty good legs, but like again, you have more elite defenders on the European scale, and that's just
Yeah, could they
like
break down a defense, a Western
yeah.
European defense, let's say?
Yeah, like could they break down a Spain right now that's surging forward, or I got to give them credit too, but England, and I mean same thing with Germany as well. France is France. I mean, like they're absolutely insane right now. But because like look at Brazil's midfield. So this is me just pulling up their midfield. So you have Casemiro, who's again the rock of their midfield. Then you have
Yeah.
Paqueta, which Paqueta is kind of hit or miss as far as
Yeah,
quality.
he's okay.
Fred, if I say that name and a Manchester United fan hears that, they will throw pitchforks at me.
I'll throw a pitchfork at you.
Yeah.
I can't stand that guy.
And then you have Felipe Coutinho, which he's at Aston Villa. And
He's very streaky too.
yeah. And then you have Fabinho from Liverpool. I mean, he's
Yeah,
part of their thing, but like he's part of
he's not their
Liverpool. Part of
starter.
Liverpool. Yeah, he's not their main
He's
guy. And then
yeah. I
and
mean,
then you,
good
yeah,
profiles, but
and yeah, we're not knocking their players, but like you just compare them to
except
France.
Fred.
Or,
Fred's not a good player, but
yeah, and yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like it's not per se that we're sleeping. Like I don't want to say that we're sleeping on Brazil or Argentina or anything like that, but it's just like they're not going to be the guy that you put money. Like I mean, unless you want to just sit there and put a dark horse bet. Like they are a dark horse team in the tournament. Like if they win, it's a pleasant surprise, but it's not like you're not going to be able to sit there and convince me and say that you knew that Brazil or Argentina was going to win the whole thing. Like you're like I knew they were going to win the entire thing.
I would have to
Like,
put my money on Argentina
you think so?
personally. I think they've made just not necessarily what they have on paper, just what they've done the past couple tournaments. They seem to have more of that momentum. They seem to want it a bit more.
I can dig with that because it is Messi's last hurrah this World
Yeah,
Cup. So
and I mean, there's some decent profiles in that team too.
it is, but they're very streaky. So like for example,
Yeah,
you look at their front line. So you have the only player that he's consistent, but I don't think he's consistent in the knockout stages is Messi. Like oh god, I got to be careful here because I'm about to like enrage all the
let's
all the
just
fanboys.
stick to Dybala then.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's stick to Dybala. But like even like with for example Dybala is he's 28, about to turn 29 by the time the World Cup starts. He has not started in a senior tournament for Argentina
he hasn't
besides
been
like
healthy.
yeah, well that's the thing. Well, it's just that's it. But like how is it even though like he's 28 years old, he broke out when he was 20, 21, like
Yeah,
he hasn't featured in a Coppa Italia, a Copa America or a World Cup. I mean,
yeah.
he can't. It's like it's weird how he's like consistently injured during that entire time. But like, even though like I know he hasn't been called up because he's like it's essentially the same position as Messi and yada yada yada. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, right now it's what they're currently called as far as call ups is Lautaro, Dybala, Correa, and then you have Messi. That's a for sure. And then you have Julian Alvarez as their forward line. So I mean, it's not bad. It's a really good line on paper, but it just depends on the consistency of it.
Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, as Niket says here, don't sleep on Brazil and Argentina. I don't.
I don't want to. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that we're sleeping on them. I don't want to say that we're sleeping on them, but it's just like for me, it's like the teams that I'm thinking right now that are probably going to make a really good run is going to be Germany for sure. They're probably a semifinal team. France is definitely in it, depending on how Mbappe is, whether or not Mbappe's got his head out of his behind or not.
Yeah.
Because like think about it, like you have France with Mbappe and Benzema, like arguably two of the best strikers in Europe right now. Plus you have their midfield, so like France is definitely in there in the mix. Spain, from what they showed in the Euros,
Okay. So
they're certain.
here's my early hot take. Months out from the tournament, this might change because I mean, still a few months, right? But I'm gonna pick Spain to win it. I don't know if that's crazy or
It's
not.
not a bad. It's not a bad decision. It's not because like the thing is like out of Italy in that Euros, they were insane. Like Spain was freaky.
And the youth that they have, like just from Barcelona, Pedro and oh boy, I'm missing the other name now.
Guavi. like guacamole, but Guavi. That's his name.
Gavi. Oh, is that how you pronounce Gavi? I always say Gavi.
I think
So
it's
yeah,
Gavi or Guavi.
yeah, Pedri and Gavi, or however you pronounce them. Those two guys. Oh man, it's like basically having two Morettis, but possibly better.
Yeah, like on steroids.
Yeah,
But yeah, because
love it.
those guys have broke on the first team since they were 16 years old.
Yeah, well, they started featuring regularly, really. Well, after the Euros, they broke out in the Euros hard, and just yeah, they played fairly consistent for Barcelona last year, and now this year. So they're getting the minutes in too to really develop that talent.
Let me see if I can find an updated Spain roster because I'm curious to see what they're running. Because I know for sure, man, like Spain definitely, from what they showed in that Euro Cup. Because Spain, the thing is, once Spain gets like momentum in a Euro, they're gonna transfer it into the World Cup and roll it. The only time that it was like an anomaly is that World Cup curse in 2014, where they just kind of flopped. But yeah, and Spain's something else, man. Like
the big question mark I'm gonna say is, does Morata show up and actually score goals?
Yeah, he showed up against Italy.
Well, yeah, I mean, but will he for this tournament now, right? So if he does, if they can put balls in the back of the net, I mean, their midfield is going to be on point. They got a decent enough back line. Yeah, they just need Morata to show up essentially. So that's my early money take. I mean, love it or hate it, I don't know. I'm just. Yeah, I think it's because of how they did in the Euros and just the youth that are coming up. That's how I'm feeling it.
Well, so here's their roster. So for their forwards, they got Morata, they have Marco Asensio, they have Fernan Torres, they have Ansu Fati. So Fati,
yeah, I like that.
He's supposed to be really good. I mean, once he gets his stuff sorted, he'll probably be pretty solid.
He's still pretty young too. He's what, 20?
But the thing is though, like Spain doesn't need a forward striker. Like look at their midfield. So you have Busquets, that's their rock as a center defensive midfielder. Marcos Llorente, who's one of Atletico's best midfielders. Koke, he's okay. You have Guavi, you have Rodri, you have Dani Olmo, you have Pedri. Like that is
Olmo
insane.
too. Dani Olmo, he's a bit of a starlet too. He's pretty young, I believe, as well.
Yep. So like their midfield is insane. It outran ours in the Euros, and we thought we had the best midfield with Jorginho, Barella, and
we had a more methodical, maybe more precise midfield.
Yeah, ours was
with Spain.
Yeah, ours was more seasoned, but theirs were more raw at the time.
Fluid. They were a lot more fluid.
Yeah,
and they almost. Younger. I mean, it almost went the other way, right?
Yeah, if it wasn't for Chiesa, like popping them in the face without them expecting it, that game easily could have gone their way.
And let's not forget the Nations League where they beat us.
I blame Bastoni.
Back to Bastoni, yeah. And then, I mean, we didn't even talk about Italy. We went down this whole Brazil
and then we can throw up Italy's national team. So I got that pulled up. Haha.
So and that's the question. If Bremer slides in to the current form, so give us the back line anyway.
So the back line right now. So this is including right backs and left backs. So we have. Di Lorenzo, we have Spinazzola, and then we have Luis Felipe, we have Gianluca Mancini, Davide Calabria, we have Federico Di Marco, Francesco Acerbi, we have Scalvini, we have Bastoni, and we have Gatti. So he starts easy. He starts
and this kind of exposes a problem with Italy traditionally having that solid back line, Bonucci, Chiellini, doing it for years, having a Cherby, Romagnoli as backups, not horrible. I know we don't love them, but not horrible. But now you hear these names, and Bremer is probably easy. The best guy.
Yeah, he can start on both. Like I think it's just for him, whatever is more convenient for him or where he wants to play.
Yeah. So this is hypothetical. Obviously, we're not making his decision. It's just a fun little hypothetical.
Yeah, I'm not gonna flex my contact. I know Bremer's agent, and I'm secretly trying to coast him into starting for the national team for Italy. But he starts on both. So at this point, because like the thing is like I get it, where it's like say that he leans more towards Brazil because Mancini isn't going to start him because like say that we have Bonucci, Chiellini, Barzagli. Hypothetically, like we have those caliber players in their prime. Where I get it, if you're Bremer, you're just kind of like, I'll move over. But like, he can overtake anybody. I think he could actually start on any of those teams. So it's actually interesting to see for where he goes. And yeah, I forgot to mention Portugal as well.
That's another one. So I was actually talking this to my coworker. Nobody at work really follows soccer, so I kind of like teach them during the workday. And
what is a Ronaldo?
but yeah, who is that? A first name or last name?
Is that one of those them Ronaldo guys? Is that guy that kicks the ball really hard or flips or falls or whatever?
Yeah. Personally, I think his move to Manchester has completely ruined his career, but that's just a topic for another day. But yes,
Ooh,
even without Ronaldo, Portugal, that's another team I can definitely back up. I think Spain is probably a little more fleshed out.
I think Portugal's coach holds them back. I think Fernando Santos is playing defensive with a really offensive team because
Yeah.
even
He used to play the diamond, and then
did.
and that was great. But now
well, because that's what he used in the Euros. He used that weird diamond. But like the thing is like the Euro 2016 that they won it all. But what made it really unique about this was because like he has a really good team, but they just underperform per se. So it's like
yeah.
I can't phrase it properly, but like it's like with Belgium too, where I think it's not the players, I think it's the coach that's holding them back. Because like, come on, guys, you have Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku. I mean, Hazard's on his last leg, but like even that team should be doing better than what they're doing.
Well, they were supposed to win the Euros allegedly, but
just like the last World Cup, that France was just like, nah, fam, we're taking this one.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just really interesting about it because it's like I'm even looking at Belgium's team's not anything too crazy anymore, but like Portugal's got Diego Jota, you have Ronaldo obviously, and Ronaldo will try to find some way to show up because again, it's going to be his last tournament, so it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
He'll put in a couple.
Yeah, their coach is. I think Fernando Santos is holding him back. I'm gonna pull up their roster real quick.
He's been coaching them for how many years now? I think it's a classic case of maybe it's run its course.
I think so too, because like I mean, Fernando Santos coached Greece, and I think he won it with Greece back in 2000 or something
was that
like
him?
that. I don't know.
2002 or whenever that was.
Yeah, like 2002 or 4. But like, look at Portugal. They have Leao, they have Guedes, they have Diego Jota, they have Ronaldo, they have Andre Silva as a backup, Nunez, Vitia, Joe Pinita. I don't really know him that well. They have Ruben Neves, Bernardo Silva, Octavio, Bruno Fernandes.
They got some real bangers in there.
Yeah, so like Joe Moutinho, he still plays. That's interesting. Then defensively, they have Diego Dalla, they have Joe Cancelo. Like that's insane. Diego Dalla and Joe Cancelo. Like that is probably one of the most offensive fullback pairings ever.
Yeah, and which again, with offensive fullbacks, why are you playing so defensively?
Yeah, and then again, they even as a goalkeeper, like they'll have Rui Patricio. So
yeah,
it's like
he's pretty solid. I like
that Portugal team is really solid. I just think their coach holds them back because like they should be easily able to score 4 goals a game.
Well, Niket agrees. I mean, and he allegedly doesn't agree on everything we say as he's put out, which is good. I mean, yeah, let us have it, but blame it on the coach.
No. But yeah, let me see who they're playing. Oops.
Oh, the pools.
Yeah,
we should almost.
We should.
We should do a World Cup preview. Obviously, we'll do that. Yeah,
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
just
so let's.
Yeah, we can go through it.
No, you're good. Yeah, I was just looking at who Portugal was playing in the group stages because
throw it out quick, but we'll do a proper. We'll do a proper session on the World Cup, especially since I'll get bored not talking Juve for a month or so. So absolutely.
Yeah. So right now they're in Group H with Uruguay, Ghana, and South Korea. So they're playing a Uruguay team with Cavani and Suarez on their last legs. So
yeah, they're going through.
Yeah, they should win this group easily. I wouldn't underestimate an African team just because they somehow always pull out a miracle.
There's always one or two African teams.
Ghana's known for spoiling. They've got a really good history for spoiling. And then I don't want to knock South Korea down a peg, but they did beat Germany. But
they also beat Italy a few years back too.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that 2000. We're not going to talk about that one. There's like a documentary on YouTube for that one.
But my Korean buddy, who doesn't even watch soccer, reminds me all the time about that.
Yeah, that was probably worse than Chelsea versus Barcelona in 2008. That's how bad that was. But Mourinho would be running down the sidelines. Yeah, he would. I think Mourinho would be a really good coach for that Portugal team.
He would, yeah. I'm
He
down
would
for
be a
that.
very good
Let's
coach
see
for
it.
that team.
I
Like, that
mean,
would be insane.
it's awesome to have in Serie A with a team like Roma. It's again good for the league and entertaining.
Well,
Um,
if Mourinho's if he is the special one, he could do both at the same time. Just tell him to get better at his job.
yeah, there he goes. Just like the FIFA game, right? You can do both teams at
Yeah.
once. Ridiculous, but yeah. But otherwise, yeah, I think that covers it. We did. I mean, we did a show basically on the World Cup at the end of it. But hey,
Yeah,
it's
we
fun.
had a light segment because I mean, like, let's be real here. There's not really much to analyze about Juve Spezia. I mean, it's Juve goes in, high press, attack, force some errors, get some quick goals early, and then just go on cruise control. That's it.
Yeah.
There isn't, like, for example, I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, for example, oh, we need to, heck, I don't even know a Spezia midfielder, but like we need to focus in on that. Like, if we were playing Inter, I would say, okay, cool, we need to focus on Brozovic, and then we got to have Gatti try to work on Lukaku or something
Yeah, you
like
man
that.
mark.
Yeah, but like Spezia, like, come on, guys. Like, I'm not saying that we don't need to like take these guys seriously, but at the same time, it's like, guys, like, this game should be a cakewalk. If it's not a cakewalk, I think that's a step back from Roma.
Yeah, no, we definitely got to put this one in the bag. Tomorrow it's 2:45 Eastern, so that's an 8:45 Italy time. So yeah, it's just another midweek game that kind of screws up your schedule. But that being said, we're not going to go live. We typically like to go in the next day and collect our thoughts a bit. Again, this is one of the reasons why I want to get the polls going. We need those 500 subs. We want to hear from you. Do you like the quick right after the match reactions? I know a couple of the other channels are doing that. Or do you want us to come in sort of collected thoughts, a little more organized, and a little bit more banter? I don't know. You let us know. Comments. Let us know what you guys want.
Yeah, we got plenty of banter. We're just waiting until we start getting a bigger community. We're just
we love the banter.
We've got pretty high levels of banter.
Yeah. So that being said, especially if you want the daily banter, get in the Discord. I love it. I peek in throughout the day while I'm on the job. Wasting company's time, but try doing my breaks or whatnot, or in between sets at the gym, that kind of thing. I check in. Love to connect with the community, the wider community, of course, and just hear what you guys have to say and the constructive criticisms. I mean, like I've said, whatever you guys want, we want to hear. We want to present to you what you guys want. That being said, any last parting words, Dash?
It's going to be a 3-0 scoreline. Vlahovic with the brace. Yeah, we got to do the predictions. I'm going to say 3-0. Vlahovic with the brace, and the Milik man gets a tap in.
The Milik man, you're loving the Milik man.
I got to do it. We're going to get a shirt. When we hit 1,000 subs, we're going to do a Milik man T-shirt.
Yes. Actually, thank you for reminding me. As you can see, I am wearing the Pirlo shirt let me get it on the camera here, from the store, churngiants.com. They got a Zizou one, Zinedine Zidane, of course. I showed you some of the posters and stickers. Check it out. Actually, super comfortable. Love the shirt. I'm going to wear it as much as I can at this point. So check out the storefront. Before I do my closing remarks, I'm going to go in with a 3-1. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I gotta put in my prediction. We're hitting the hour mark, so I just want to roll through this. But I'm gonna go with 3-1. We're gonna get like a sloppy set play, concede a goal sort of situation.
All right. So now I'm gonna chip this in. Are you putting the 1 in there because Szczesny can't get a clean sheet,
yes,
or are you just putting it in there just because they're gonna surprisingly score?
Okay, no, you called me out. It's because Tech is starting and he can't get a clean sheet. It's just the gods are against him. I don't know what it is, but not to put any shade at him. He is a great keeper, but
no, amazing PK. He's amazing at stopping PKs, but
yeah,
there's just some doinks that you just look there and you're just like, dude,
bad bounces. That's all it is. It's gonna be a bad bounce. Otherwise, Vlahovic is gonna bang one in. I'm gonna throw one in for Keane. Let's do it. And,
fair enough. He scores against Spezia, but he loves to eat against Spezia. So,
and should I go with because Kostic isn't starting, so let's go with Moretti.
You go with him ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? He wants one. He's gonna get one.
35-yard banger from outside the box. Okay, Davide, I see you.
I will take it. He's gonna act like Insigne playing for the MLS with all the space in the world. Another MLS reference, but we'll kill it on that, guys, because I'll go down another MLS hole. But yes, thanks for showing up, throwing in your comments. Niket wants us to come in right after the match. Okay, maybe not this week because I'm gonna try to get somebody. I'm kicking Dash off for Thursday if we can get away with it. I'm gonna bring in, if I can, Adam Digby from the podcast, and it's not because I don't like Dash. It's just
he hates me, guys.
No, it's a promise I made to the guys on the podcast. I'm gonna try to get them on the show so you guys can actually see who you're listening to. And again, just released 2 hours ago now at this point. So listen to that episode 196.
Where can they find that episode 196?
Everywhere, anywhere where you can get podcasts. Like so literally
Spotify,
Google. Apple, Google, things I've probably never even heard of because there's so many of them out there. But it is literally anywhere you can get podcasts. So hit that up. Show the OG Turin Giant Farhad and his boy Rav some love over there too. Great guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the great stuff. Hit up the store. Dash, thank you very much for coming in once again. It is a busy week. We'll be hitting you up 2 or 3 more times this week anyways. There's going to be lots of game time talk. So thanks, guys.
It's fine. They pay me in snacks, guys. So I've just been getting cheeseburgers mailed to my house from Davide. So I'm like, all right, cool. I guess I could hop on. I just, don't want to show it over here.
He's American. He likes his cheeseburgers.
Yeah, Merc.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night. And it's probably time to hop into Bepe's stream anyway. So let's go do that.
Yeah. Hey, go show Bepe some love. Tell him that we sent him, or we sent you guys.
Zio Bepe. Check him out. All right, guys.
Zio Bepe.
Thanks again. We'll see you in a couple of days. Good night.